It's good to learn all these things, but please stay back to the basics also. Walk the Gamba, find the inefficiencies. We will do, if time permits, I have given you an example of an urgent care clinic. Again, this is my clients. Okay, if you can delete at the end of the day, I will tell you which files to delete. I've given you an urgent care clinic, VSM and the inefficiencies. We'll talk about large data analysis. We will play with large data. We'll try to do pivot tables. If you guys all know pivot tables, I will skip that. But I will just do some small tricks in front of you. If you get a large data, how to play with that data, how to look at the data from different angles. As analysts, as lean professionals, you will be looking at the data from different angles. You cannot be just a straight line. Sometime you will have to go there, sometime you will have to look from the bottom, sometime you will have to look at from the top. Then we will come to one of the most important lean philosophy, quick changeover. Single minute exchange of dice, which means whatever you guys are doing, how do you do the changeover faster? I use it every day, every sector I see it. Okay, we'll see how you can do. Then we will do the Kanban game back again. There is no better way to learn Kanban through a game. We will do poll, we will learn just in time, we'll learn Kanban. All of these three things are together. Hejumka, they all are together. So hopefully through this game it will be embedded in your brain that you are here for pull production. Whatever sector you are from, you do not produce, you do not overproduce. You always keep the inventories down, you always control everything. We'll talk about OEE. Lots of sectors will not use it, but you should at least know the philosophy of OEE. These are all lean philosophies. See if you can apply it. If you cannot apply it, it's okay. You can apply OEE on an equipment in a healthcare. You can apply OEE in whatever machines, equipments you have, right? How much they've been optimized. I don't know, in computers, we'll see. But learn those philosophies. And then we'll talk about layout, and we will finish the day with FMEA and control plan. If you just want to learn FMEA and control plan, they generally give you a day or a 2-day training. I'm just giving you the hint what FMEA is. Understand what FMEA is, understand what control plan is. Whether you will use it or not, it's up to you. I don't use it most of the time. But when I go into automotive manufacturing plants, I do look at their FMEA, I do look at their control plans, I do look at their process flow diagrams. Please remember, in automotive, 3 things are very important for Toyota or any vendor. Number 1, process flow diagram. Number 2, FMEA, how do you know which defects can occur? And third one is control plan, how do you control those defects? If you do not know Pareto analysis, you guys are not lean professionals in my eyes. You should be able to first, whenever people bring you with the problems, you ask them, is it the right problem? Look at their data and see if they are working on the right problem. Otherwise, you will be putting your effort maybe on the wrong thing. Okay? We are coming into time and motion studies. Okay? So why time and motion study? A complex task is broken into small, simple steps. I always ask you, go into the nitty-gritty. Look into every step they take, every move they make. That's where you will start finding the inefficiencies. Otherwise, you will be just looking at the process from the surface, and you will be saying, yeah, it's fine, it's good. But if you don't look in detail, you're not going to find it. The sequence of movements taken by the employees in performing these, you just want to see all the details. As soon as you start seeing detail, you'll start seeing, hey, this is not an SOP. Oh, why are you doing this? You'll start asking those questions. Okay, and precise time. I strongly suggest, if you have engaged your people, take a video without face, if you can. Take a video. You can even do time and motion study sheet there if you want, but I like to take a video and I want to study it after. But again, don't do a time and motion study sheet with a camera hanging out like this. That's the worst thing you can do, or sitting from your office watching somebody. Don't do that. Tell the people why you're doing time and motion study. Engage them. They should know why you are there. There should be no fear. I want you to put in your brain what is value added work first. Everything else is either non-value added or inefficiency. Okay? Your challenge as lean professional is keep the value added work and always challenge the non-value added or inefficiency.
Is the result
Sorry,
of
sir,
this
your
the
name?
value stream?
Your name? Sorry, again.
Gustavo, they said.
Gustavo said an awesome thing. When he was cleaning, there is a faster way of cleaning. Some people who don't have the eye of the lean may say, oh, that's value added, we have to clean. But you can have 5 spokes and you can clean in one shot.
Or you
Lean.
could just have another wheel ready.
Yeah. But you cannot leave it, once it dries, then it's more harder to
You
get
can
it out.
drop it into a sink.
Exactly, the solution.
Okay, okay. Always a good solution. Capacity study. Who has done capacity studies here? Who want to explain the meaning of capacity study in a simple layman term? So let's keep it simple. The cycle time of this machine is 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Every 30 seconds, 4 parts are coming out. Okay? And CJ works there. How many parts CJ can produce? Can you do a quick calculation? Every 30 seconds, just say there is a cycle time of 30 seconds and there is 8-hour shift. Minus the breaks, how many parts I can produce? 840. That's my capacity. 840 parts per day. Every day it can come out. When you talk about capacity study, for capacity study you need to know the cycle time of that job. And I do tons of public service and service in healthcare. It's fun. People don't have any cycle time.
As long as the machine's not waiting for you, that's what you can get.
Yeah, but I'm keeping it simple. Very simple. Every 30 seconds, part can be produced. My capacity is 840 parts per hour. Now I'm going to change the game. I am a technician. I'm a lab technician. Okay? Imaging technician. And I can do average X-ray in 10 minutes. Average X-ray in 10 minutes. How many X-rays I can do in a day? Same time, 7 hours. I'm a technician, imaging technician. Every 10 minutes I can do an X-ray. 42 tests I can do. Right? In a day. In an 8-hour shift. Okay? This is what I said, 10 minutes. You haven't done any study on me yet. Let's say that's the standard. That's the cycle time, 10 minutes. Lean professionals will even go and look at that 10 minutes. Can I shave off 2 minutes, 3 minutes?
But aren't we forgetting that man is not machine here? It's a straightforward calculation. We are taking minutes to this. No, even if he gets for 20 minutes.
Very good question. Let's answer you. You said man is not a machine. Great. I get it. What do we call these things in the industry? What do we give people that they are not machine? What do we give them in a day? Breaks. 2 breaks and 1 lunch.
Yeah, but
right?
you should give them the breaks. Everybody's capacity cannot be the same.
Fair enough.
You might be stronger than I am.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. What else you can give to the people? There is fatigue break. You can throw in there that we are giving out 10 minutes for the fatigue in the day, which is over and above the breaks. People have to take leak. People have to go, right? You can give 15, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, but still there has to be some kind of a standard. And I agree with you, not everybody is same. That's why you do average. When Sammy does the test, I have seen it in the imaging clinic. There is one guy who does in 5 minutes. There is another guy who does in 15 or 20 minutes. That's why you do average. Always average.
There's also things you can do to accommodate everybody at the same time, like adjustable tables for heights and fatigue management.
Yeah, I don't want you guys to go in detail right now. I just want you to realize the meaning of capacity study. Okay, I've given you the second example. The third example is I have a team of IT technicians working for me. 4 IT technicians which cater 300 different offices. Okay, how would you do a capacity study for them? They do calls, they do mouse repair, they do hardware repair. That's what they do. How would you do a capacity study for them?
Get the number and type of,
Complaints.
yeah, the resolving.
You will do the data analysis of how many calls, same thing like the bylaw office. You know these are the tickets they are doing, and you will sit down with people and you will ask them what is the average time you guys take for each call. And you do a capacity study that you have this many hours available in a year, you are 4 people, right? This many hours, you did this many tickets, and you said this time, this ticket this time, this ticket this time, and you will do your calculation and you will do a capacity study. You have this much, you're only doing this much. And buddy, you're asking for 2 more manpower. So capacity studies are very, very important. As a lean professional, you should be asking those questions. Everything should have a target, at least should have an average. Okay, people will tell you there is no average, do not buy into it. As a lean professional, you have to come out with some kind of average targets. The average can be on the higher side, but still there has to be a target. Why? What did Taichi Ono said? No dash, no dash. No targets, no improvement. Okay? So please remember that. A software and a hardware company has 20 technicians and demand goes up and down. Organization has started to see that the demand is higher than the capacity. What do you suggest? Hear what I said?
Yes, you have to measure that.
Your horsepower is expensive. Remember, you're a consulting company. You guys are not cheap. Where will you start Gemba walk? It's okay to walk the Gemba, but your days are only limited.
Do you know the first day, like initially?
As soon as possible to understand where to focus. CJ, what did CJ do? CJ tried to understand what type of tickets you gave first when I was doing the project selection with them. So please remember, there is one Pareto analysis of where to focus, where to do the Gemba walk, which type of ticket to take a Gemba walk. You can do an average Gemba walk of the day also. That's a great point. You want to be with them the whole day to see, because they are not doing just a computer hardware ticket and then the whole day they do hardware. They do a hardware ticket, they do a mouse ticket. So I love that part. I love that part. Hold that thought. Do a whole day and also do individual. There was 6 people left on hardware tickets and this many hours, and they closed this many tickets. Loved it, love it, love it. This is almost actual production they have been doing. Great point. Add that in all your notes. They did 55 tickets last 3 days. How many horsepower? Right? 3 times, let's say 4 people were left on those things. 8 times 4, 32 man hours, 55 tickets. Multiplied by how many people? 4 people, 32 times 4. 8 hours multiplied by 4 days multiplied by 4 people. This many man hours and only 55 tickets were closed. Beautiful, beautiful. That's what I did with facility maintenance. Add more.
And then once we have that, then start doing a deep dive and see where we can, like, do lean activities, see where we can reduce all of those times for the high, like the after Pareto, after determining the 80-20, do the deep dive and hit those top targets and try and reduce those times. With that, we'll determine the actual task time, so how long it should actually take for the work orders.
Did you see that? From the system, they took 8 times 4 times 4, 16. 16 times 8 is what? 16 times 8? Can somebody do? 128. Can you divide it by 55, please? They closed 55 tickets. 128 divided by 55. 2.3 hours per ticket. That's what they said. Now they're going to look at 10 tickets from the time they leave the building to the time they go to the next. You have to have a start and a stop, eh? Start and a stop. If they are working between 200 different buildings, there will be a start from office or start from, you have to stop somewhere. You have to close the loop. A cycle has to have a start, a cycle has to have a close. Are you getting my point? If you're not getting, let's talk about it.
You have to define the cycle.
Cycle generally is, if they are the ticketing people, they are from one side going and doing the work. That's, he has to come back also, right?
Yeah, of course.
Or go to the next site. You just have to define the start and the stop. Great, great, great point. You will see if it's taking 2.3 hours or an average you did 20 calls or 30 calls. If your sample size is very little, let's say you've done 10 calls and you don't have that confidence, what would you do? Your horsepower is only this much. What would you propose them? You will not be there 7 days in a row. You may come 1 day in 1 week, second day in the second week, third day in the third week, fourth day. What prescription you would write for them?
Repeat the exercise once again at another period.
You will ask them to time log all the tickets better way. Maybe in the system they never had the time log. And they will also ask them for each ticket, I want you to write down some notes, some comments. I want you engaged. I want to hear from you. I've engaged you. Now you tell me why you had did 150 calls. You want to find the common themes. First I'm asking what the detail. He said, I'll recap. I'll try to recap if I remember everything. You will have that initial meeting. You will talk to the people. What kind of tickets? How many resources you have? What is your organization chart? Okay, I will add that question. I love that question. Since when you have started to feel this pain? Have some people left? Have new technologies been added? Okay, after I understand that.
So you're doing a 5Y then, or a size up, something like that?
We are just trying to understand. I'm just trying to open up the Pandora box.
Yeah, no, the reason I asked that is because it sounds like a 5Y. So I'm trying to focus your conversation to what I'm trying to learn.
I'm not doing problem solving.
Then I'm confused then. I'm really confused of what you're saying, what we try to say, and it seems like you went back around.
I think
I'm confused.
it's like when you know nothing about the organization.
You just go and ask.
You just get background.
Why is a problem solving tool.
Okay.
We are not doing problem solving right now. We are doing data gathering. We are in the define stage. Remember, PDCA and DMAC, they're all together. Define the problem. Understand what is your organization, how many tickets you have, do you have any target times, and do some analysis of this many horsepower you have. You did. I love that part. Yeah, sometimes I miss that. This much horsepower you have, and you did 55 tickets, so that means on average you are doing 20, 25
So
tickets.
you're not doing any walks at this point?
No, this is the first, this is the initial.
Oh, okay.
This is the initial meeting. You need to make a plan. Then once you understand that the licensing, the lot maintenance, and this is my classic, these are the ones where I have to focus, then I will do a Gamba walk. Then I will also give them templates. Can you please start writing down from nowadays, what do you guys do? Because there is no process worksheet. I will do some process worksheet while I'm there, but that's only a sample. Remember, sample and population. You want to gather as much as population as possible for 1 week. I'm not saying do it for a month, because people will not do it for a month. 1 week study, 2 week study, whatever you do. That's what Barry is doing. Barry stood there, not with me. I only showed them what to do. On their own, they stood there, they took the samples, they understood the pain. Okay, once they have understood the pain, once you have mapped the process at high level, my sample, you as a leader, your sample, everything is going to go on the process map. All the inefficiencies will be there, and then you start the lean event methodology to say, what are the root causes? What are the inefficiencies? Do a capacity study. It should take 10 minutes, but your data was showing 25 minutes. You don't need more manpower. The problem was, the wood is here, the tires are here, the wood is here, all these are garbage. The people are walking around. When you go and do the study, you will start seeing. You're saying it takes 20 minutes to push the car. Out of that 20 minutes, 13 minutes is waste. You cannot take word from their mouth and say, yeah, you need more manpower and more people. You as lean professionals, I don't want you to say in even the meeting, yes, you need manpower. I agree with Eric to a certain extent. If the customer are hurting, temporarily give them the help, or let them. They're not going to ask you for help anyway. They have called you for capacity study. They have called you. They're going to jump. They're going to jump and do the people anyway. Okay, it's not your call. It's their call. You are there to review the process. You review the process.